and do so even better. The sun and similar celestial objects and the great expanse radiate energy that is harmful to your bodies. These rings shield you from the energy while allowing you to bathe in the perfect amount of sunlight, rather, a close approximation of it. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say? Oh, and if you look closely, you'll see different types of trees have ever so slightly different curvature. Yes, indeed, this forest truly is the greatest. I'm not the biggest fan of the what do you call it? Like filler segments. Don't exactly love this segment. Should have got that one earlier, but Ethernet for Ethercurrent. Oh, forgot. If you're mounted, really easy for them just to be like, nah, I'm done. That's kind of an annoying part. Just don't match your speed. You go, buddy. But they match it if you run. Fuck. No way. There's something else I want to tell you about. All right. The propulsion systems and habitat facilities were completed around 2,000 years ago. And with that, the most important features were fit for purpose. Which was all well and good, except we still knew absolutely nothing about the present-day people of Aetheris. Why not go and visit Aetheris yourself, you might ask? Strictly forbidden. Were our technology or knowledge of the moon's true purpose exploited for evil ends, the results could be disastrous. Then there were a few more rejoinings, and it became increasingly difficult to converse with Hydaelyn. Fearful we might lose the ability to communicate with her altogether, beseech her to find people on Theris we could trust to help. We were quite fortunate everything worked out as it did. Cutscene. Voice acted, please. We have the funding? Nope, we don't. With the exception of routine inspections and maintenance, we remained asleep and waited. Hopefully Hydaelyn would find someone who would help us. Eventually she did. Though her powers were waning, we were able to speak to them directly for a short while. We shared with them everything we could, including our knowledge of the heavens and a means to travel here to the moon. We certainly did not waste any time with what we taught them. No more than a few years after that, our collaborators found a means to convey messages and supplies to us from down below. With all the letters and books and other resources they sent, we learned enough to start making more meaningful changes to the moon. Now you're here, hopefully enjoying yourself as much as I am. I knew you would, like the greatest Innsville. I knew it. Thank you again for coming here, by the way. I know it was just a walk through the forest, but it meant a lot to me. There you are. I think you already received the Grand Tour. Shame you missed it. Growing way, I've been looking all over for you. Oh, is this about the teleporter to the residential area? No, never mind that. We have more pressing matters at hand. I'll be calling an emergency meeting soon. Your attendance is required. Really? I can't imagine why you'd need me there, but if you insist. We won't be away long, so you all are more than welcome to continue looking about the Bordeaux. Now, come along, Growing Way. When we arrived, you seemed to be in the midst of a rousing conversation with your guide. You learn anything of import? It took them a long time to build this place. A long time. They spent 12,000 years repairing this. The appointed hour fast approaching. I can certainly understand their restlessness, but still, it remains to be seen if the people can be persuaded to evacuate when there are no signs of the final days. What's more, the technology of this place defies imagination. I doubt there are many who would come to terms with living in such surroundings. Or their collaborators are, unless they are possessed of the world's most charming personalities or a means to forcibly evacuate people, they will meet with a great deal of resistance. Unless the only ones they give a shit about are themselves. In that case, not up to them. It's not their problem because they did everything they were supposed to do. Holy fuck. Charlie and his fucking that's the master race people. This is right here, dude. Like, we win? Everybody else? Yeah, fuck. Damn. Indeed. Even if faced with annihilation, the decision to forsake all one knows can not be made lightly. Unless you have the knowledge to adapt that. Forgive me, friends, but I must beg your leave. There's another matter which yet begs from mine attention. Of course, we can accompany you if you like. Nay, that'll not be necessary. You'll excuse me. Kinda shady, buddy. Kinda shady. Just a little bit. It's clear now that the difficult decisions lie ahead of us. Preparation for the evacuation of Aetheris is indeed crucial, but I am not yet willing to forsake our world and its reflections. And I trust I am not alone in my reticence. Sorry, it was itched. Back to old tricks. Did Urianger seem strange to you? More so than usual, I mean. I know he has a penchant for keeping his own counsel. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. You go and see if he's alright. Shall and I remain here and see what else we can learn about the final days. If you hurry, perhaps you can catch up to him. Alright, 1 second, guys. Change this. Ba 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 ba. Bum bum bum. Alright, Urianger, what kind of shady shit you doing this time, dude? So it's back to old tricks, okay, and he was known for being kinda yikes. My friend made in game. Oh, didn't. Urianger appears to be heading towards the entrance of Bestway Burrows. Oh, whoops. don't know why I thought that was the door. What you doing, buddy? Urianger ventures off into the mare lamatorium for reasons unknown. You must tread carefully, else he might sense your presence. Time to follow him, time to follow him. Must be enough. Follow Urianger from safe distance. The objectives will end in failure if you're unnoticed or if you fall too far behind. Should you fail to complete the objective, you may try again when returning to the destination. It was the same shit as before. Am I gonna have to hide behind that rock he's about to pass right now? Fuck. Got me, dude. That falls too close, maybe. Can't tell. I could also hide behind that, maybe. I don't know if he's supposed to turn around there or if I just got too close to him. Nothing. Ba, ba, ba. Who's there? No one's there, buddy. Okay, we sprinting, dude. There he goes. Oh, sick, dude. Fuck! Was I not behind the rock enough? Fuck! That's so bad, dude. Okay, well now I know his tricks. Da, 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 da. So I was like, this rock's here. He has to turn around. He didn't turn. He went to the next rock and didn't turn around. I was like, okay. Let's see. Hum. Bridge, young one. Well, I'll just stay behind you. Better. I can sprint after him after. Who's there? No one. right here. He's gonna be like, who's there? See? He like goes to the next one, dude. No one's here. Oh, he runs again. That's kind of bad. Shit. That's... Got him. Got his ass. Got his ass lacking. I think I was behind the rock the other time too, but whatever, dude.
Thine arrival is timely as ever.
What you doing, buddy?
Thou didst chance to overhear my conversation with Living Way, I presume?
Yep.
'Twas not mine intent to move in shadow. Nevertheless, I have been asked to do that and more yet again. Is it so plain that these strangers could intuit it at a glance? My capacity for silence and secrecy and duplicity?
He's a lying hoe.
When Grahatir did contrive to deliver the first at the price of his own life, I was complicit in the scheme. A sacrifice averted for a mercy. Would that I could say the same for Menphilia. One life for one world. And by that bloody bargain brokered by my hand were the scions robbed of a dear comrade, and Flamine her beloved daughter.
Yeah, so how about no more secrets, bud?
Souls whose selflessness was beyond measure, whose resolve was unshakable. They would not be moved even had I thought to protest. But protest I did not. Far from it. I pushed them forward. No effort did I make to seek out alternatives, ones that would not demand such terrible costs. That resignation weigheth heavy on my mind, as does the memory of another lost to mine inaction. Dearest Moonbringer, who did face death unflinching, that we might secure a means to bring low the Ascians. In her hour of need, I did naught. Dutiful disciple of Louisoix, ever looking to the greater good. Had I shut mine eyes and bid her live instead, mayhap she would be with us today. Selfish wants born of everlasting regrets. Most days I put them from my mind, but could think of naught else when asked to swallow the same bitter draught. Subterfuge and sacrifice. Mayhap the right moral choice, but one I regard with great trepidation. The calamity of Amarot was a tragedy beyond reckoning, one which must never again come to pass. Thus must we struggle, haunted by ghosts of those we have lost, clinging to those we pray we can yet save. But what of those we cannot? How do we make peace with the dreadful algebra of necessity?
Sometimes there is no right answer.
I am not alone in my discomfort, then?
Of course not.
'Tis surprising, though perhaps not. We Scions are wont to debate strategy at length, but are resolute and unwavering in execution. Strange. Scarcely can I remember when last we spoke alone, and so candidly.
Should do it more often.
I thank thee. For all my supposed skill with words, I find it difficult to express such private thoughts. As for the Loporrit's proposition, I will take time and consider how to respond. 'Twould be to our mutual benefit if we could converse more openly with our aspiring caretakers. A concern I should be glad to address on the Scion's behalf. To dispense with all pretense and bare one's heart to another is a frightening thing indeed. But we cannot move forward ere we take that bold first step. A lesson I have learned many times before. And today.
What are they saying? Curse these ears! I've heard bugger all! No matter. We've got our plans.
Uh-huh. In truth, my reason for traveling hither was to effect a plan of my own. A plan which may pave way for us all. May I say there's no guarantee of success? 'Tis the reason I set out alone. That failure, should it come, be mine to bear alone. Yet thou standst before me with that profound hand and open heart. But 'twould be remiss of me to refuse thy enmity. So I ask, wouldst thou join me in mine endeavors? Seeing things straight. I thank thee for accompanying me. This is a simple plan, in truth. We shall not be alone. We shall not be long away from Bestway Burrows. Difficult decisions must be made in the coming days, but nevertheless, believe we are all of one mind in our desire to save the people of Theris. To make clear our resolve to the Loporrits, I would offer them a gift. But its making doth require a most singular ingredient. What is that? Ghost? An abundance of spongi. Excellent. I chanced to spy this aggregation when crossing Zodiac's terrorist prison. Using a spell taught to me by the Nomu, I believe these shall suffice in the gift I would fashion. The magic requireth considerable concentration, however. Might I prevail upon thee to stand watch whilst I perform the incantation? Sure, I'll stand over here and look. I assume it's gonna spawn one of those things. And now we just fucking full send it. Here we go. Are you kidding me? Searching the nearby areas, you see no signs of potential threats. This would be a good opportunity to see what Urianger is doing. Urianger remains fixed on his work. Fixated upon his work. Oh, there, 'tis done. Magicked ink, every ounce as efficacious as that crafted by the Nomu. Whereas the occasion, I would conjure mine own, but it nevertheless a most useful skill. Resulting product is admittedly possessed of no paternal properties, but its hue is one of my own choosing, which I pray the Loporits will appreciate. Zoe, what are you on, Jay? Oh, thank goodness. Thought you haven't eaten. Perhaps fall into a crater. Hello, little rabbits. Stella has been looking all over for you, Zoe. He says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent, dire even. It is also quite clear that she wishes to speak with Zoe alone, which means I'm afraid that you must stay behind, Urianger. But worry not. It just so happens we need your help with an errand, delivering a package from the Watcher's Palace to Bestway Burrows. It's quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy for you poor little Brits. And we would be ever so grateful if you could lend us a hand. I have an extra pair of hands before I go meet with your Stella. No, that won't be necessary. Urianger's help should more than suffice. And I'm sure you don't want to risk getting your Stella's bad side by keeping her waiting. She seems pretty prickly. I'll off with you. Or not, Zoe. I shan't be long. Interesting. Ominous. Concerning, even. Oh, God. Yeah. I don't know if I trust like that one. Interesting. A things fine. Yeah, there is. It's fuck. Let me in. Man, yeah. Da, 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 da. Should be one on this thing. Delegate real quick. Da, da, da. There it is.